which is more often than usual lately. This morning, our prelude is an improvisational number by the Earth Choir in Pete and Linda's garden. What if, when I light the chalice, you hear an invitation to welcome gratitude for the earth? This week, as I was preparing for this Earth Day service, I thought about blessings from the planet. Here are 3 blessings that I'm thinking about this morning. Bird song, the leaves coming out, the little brook that runs chuckling through our apartment complex. And now, with this flame of hope shedding light in your heart, what is your list? You might want to hold that in your heart during the service and maybe even talk about it when you're in coffee hour today. We have a reading from Rilke. Deborah, are you going to read that?
I thought I was doing the E.E. Cummings.
I'm sorry. I didn't get the note in my script. Rilke. Dear darkening ground, you've endured so patiently the walls we've built. Perhaps you'll give the others 1 more hour and grant the churches and cloisters too. And those that labor, let their work grip them another 5 hours or 7 before you become forest again and water and widening wilderness. In that hour of inconceivable terror, when you take back your name from all things, just give me a little more time. I want to love the things as no one has thought to love them until they're worthy of you and real. Pam will mute everyone now except for Olga so she can play piano and keep us together as we sing. Please make sure you don't turn your microphone back on while we are singing because there is a time lag. and it gets confusing, at least for me. So please join us at home as we sing For the Beauty of the Earth.
Unmute, Linda.
I'm sorry. Yes.
I unmuted her.
I'm noticing so much more lately and forgetting so much more. So, but I'm noticing how blessed we are. We're here on this blessed earth, and right here, right now, earth is beautiful. Earth is warming. Earth is working hard to heal. Blessed is the sky and all that is warm and filled with light. Blessed is the air and all that is open and free. Blessed is the earth and all that is steady and firm. Blessed is the sea and all that is hidden and deep. Blessed are quiet moments, meaningful moments, holy moments, moments when everything seems to pop into focus for just a brief time. I am noticing. And every week we share some of those moments with each other. We open our hearts and lift up our sacred moments of meaning, offer them up to the gathered congregation, and feel the strength and compassion of community. If you have a joy, concern, or sorrow that you'd like to share today, if you haven't already, type yes in your chat box. And if you have had your view on gallery view and you would like to see more closely the person who is speaking, up in the top of your Zoom screen, either on the left or the right, there should be a button to put it back on speaker view. One by one, Pam will invite those who wish to share with.
I think we are finished with this portion of the service.
All right. So today, instead of ending our joys and sorrows with singing Draw the Circle Why, we are wait,
Renee had a.
we are going to end with ringing a bell or chime in remembrance of the deep sorrow of pain and loss and the unquenchable springing forth of life and joys. that are part of our life together. So if you brought a bell or a chime today, Pam is unmuting all of us, and we will ring them together in remembrance and in joy and gratitude. Oh, that is beautiful. Thank you. Bring something all together. All right. I Thank You, God by E.E. Cummings.
I thank you, God. The interesting thing about this poem that E.E. Cummings wrote is he was imprisoned, and therefore he was certainly alone. And when he was released, a while later, he wrote this poem. I thank you, God, for most this amazing day, for the leaping greenly spirits of trees and a blue, true dream of sky, and for everything which is natural, which is infinite, which is yes. I who have died and am alive again today. And this is the sun's birthday. This is the birthday of life and of love and wings and of the gay, great, happening, illimitably earth. How should tasting, touching, hearing, seeing, breathing, any, lifted from the no of all nothing, human merely being, doubt unimaginable you, now the ears of my ears awake, and now the eyes of my eyes are open.
Appreciate him.
Everyone right now is moving through trauma. So does everyone else. It's real. And just coping with all of this is exhausting, demanding, and brain intensive work. That's why we're tired. It's why you try to list 3 things and can only remember 1. It's why it's hard to feel like you're doing anything very well. Beloved, survival is our job right now. Bring those you love with you. And in the end, whenever that is, we will emerge. And we will emerge changed. Just 1 year ago, we had an Earth Day pageant. Some of you remember we had some fantastic costumes. People dressed up as air and earth and water and fire. And we sat around the wise woman of the future and listened to an imagined history of a time when a great turning began. When this great turning happened, the people changed. People began to gradually recognize they were part of nature, the seasons and cycles that alter the elements. More and more people realize that everyone, all of us, have to take care of our common home, Earth, with its air, water, and fire. And at this point in the story, the elements each got up and took a bow as they were mentioned. The wise woman said that it took many years, but finally a tipping point was reached, and people rallied to help the elements become healthy again. The balance of life returned in all aspects of their existence. The great turning had begun. I can't help but wonder if right now, perhaps this pandemic might become our tipping point? Could it be? Could we help to make it so? Could this be the time when we learn how waste can become a resource if recycled energy and materials? How wind and water and sun and plants can provide all the power we need? When we learn to work together to relieve the oceans of broken plastic and to plant new trees instead of cutting them? A time when we learn to use less, a lot less of nature's resources and to use them more wisely. To compost everything we use and give back to the land in proportion to what is harvested. There are so many people across the whole world who are working on doing these things and learning ways to do them even better and less expensively than before. And right now, because people are having to stop and take notice, more people are listening to those who have been speaking about these ways to love and protect our earth. Many people are raising their voices in scientific articles, in blogs and magazine articles and books. People lifting their voices in song. People writing and speaking and sharing poetry on Facebook and Instagram. People writing love letters to the earth and remembering that we are part of earth and earth is good and we are good too. And there's one poem in particular that's simply beautiful. And I go back to it time and time again when the world looks a little dark and scary or a lot dark and scary. I know many of you know it, but I wanted to share it with you now. It's called The Peace of Wild Things by the poet Wendell Berry. And it goes like this. When despair for the world grows in me and I wake in the night at the least sound, in fear of what my life and my children's lives may be, I go and lie down where the wood drake rests in his beauty on the water and the great heron feeds. I come into the peace of wild things who do not tax their lives with forethought of grief. I come into the presence of still water, and I feel above me the day-blind stars waiting with their light. For a time, I rest in the grace of the world and am free. As I extinguish our chalice this morning, I wish for you today and in the days ahead, the grace of the world and a glimpse of beauty to restore your soul. May it be so. And now our postlude is Blue Boat Home, a video with Peter Meyer, and Pam will make sure that we're muted since the words are in the video and folks might want to sing along. I feel no motion, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean. Still my dry land heart
can say. I've been sailing all my life now. Never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue. Oh, oh. Sun, my sail, and moon, my rudder, as I ply the starry sea, leaning over the edge in wonder, casting questions into the deep. Drifting here with my ship's companions, all we kindred pilgrim souls, making our way by the lights of the heavens in our beautiful blue. Oh, oh. I give thanks to the waves upholding me. Hail the great winds urging me on. Greet the infinite sea before me. Sing the sky my sailor's song. I was born upon the fathoms. Never harbor or port have I known. Wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. Blue boat.
In a moment, you'll be invited into one of our coffee hour breakout rooms. We'll have about 7 minutes to chat and catch up with each other. And then you'll get notice that your room will close in 1 minute, and we'll come back together in this main Zoom room to mingle a bit more if you wish, and say our goodbyes. Pam?
Here are the breakout rooms. You'll
In
be
the
invited in a moment.
ever-shifting waters of the river of this life, I was swimming, seeking comfort. I was wrestling waves to find.
Dick, you have to press the button on your screen to get to your breakout room, just like you did last week. Do you see it there? Dick?
No, I didn't.
Am I
Well-
invited into the room or?
You should be, Linda. Did you not get a,
Well, my internet went kaplooey and it signed, then I had to, it signed me, it like reconnected me. So maybe I'm here with you.
well, I could put you in any room.
Oh, okay.
Let me, I just have to find you in these break where I can put you in the one you were assigned to, I think. Let's see. Where is Linda?
Yeah, I don't think you can
Oh,
now
it says
assign-
Linda not joined,
Yep.
and you're blanked out. So I guess it's just you and I.
So my internet has been unstable this whole